up in the morning edition. The Prime Minister holds town meetings in Inagua, remembering our fallen comrade Colin Troutman, and taking a ride down the road to Fashion Week. I'm Kishla Adderley, and welcome to the morning edition. It's getting close to the weekend. Let's start things off with our weather expert Basil Dean to see what things are looking like up there. This weather report is sponsored by Bank of the Bahamas, the Bank of Solutions.
Good morning, Keisha. Morning got started with some early morning rain showers, but our ZNS Tower Cam now showing some patchy clouds over the Palmdale area. In the tropics, nothing out there is happening. We have a couple of tropical waves, and they have a 0 probability of developing over the next several days. But on the home front, as we go to our satellite picture, you can see we still have that persistent upper level trough over the northwest Bahamas that will continue to trigger pockets of showers and thunderstorms in that neck of the woods. Outside of our studios, we have a mix of cloud and sunshine, temperature at 82 degrees here, relative humidity 83%, southerly winds at 5 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,016.0 millibars, that's 30.00 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this morning: Marsh Harbor, Abaco 81 degrees, 82 in Green Toll Key, Freeport 82 as well, in the Berry Islands 83, Allenstown, Bimini at 82, 82s in Rock Sandy, Luttrell, Harbour Island, Otterstown, Cat Island 83, Staniel Key 81, 81 also in Kemp Space on Andros and Fresh Creek in Central Island, San Salvador and Rum Key at 83, 82 in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Meguana, Acklands, Matchetown, Inagua 82 in the Turks and Caicos Island, the mercury column got up to 83 degrees. And your boating forecast for today: in the northwestern islands, the winds will be out of the south at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide 7:43 this morning. High tide will take place at 2:10 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands today, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your first look at weather the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Well, thanks a lot, Basil. Well, our traffic team is live on the scene where police have just cleared up from a traffic fatality this morning. Our Kelsey Johnson is live from there with this morning's traffic report.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Good morning, Keishla. Good morning, Bahamas. We're here on West Bay Street, right at the foot of Clifford Park, opposite Long Wharf Beach. Now, this particular area is the scene of the country's latest traffic fatality. Now, police were called here at around 3 a.m. this morning, and when they arrived on the scene, they would have met 4 male occupants of a Champagne Honda Accord who would have said that they would have jumped this particular sidewalk and ran into that almond tree over there. Now, the mangled car was toted off by the wreckers around 6 a.m. this morning. As you can see, there are still parts of the car remaining on the scene. The muffler is right there by the almond tree, and right next to me is the foam part of the bumper. Now, we can tell you that 1 male was pronounced dead on scene. 3 others were taken to hospital, where 2 are listed in critical condition. Now, police are asking the general public to drive with caution and care no matter what time of day it is. They're strongly advising you to drive extremely good, especially on unlit and marked roads. Back to you in the studio, Keishla.
Well, a large group of Inagua residents assembled at St. Philip's Anglican Church Community Hall in Matthewtown for a town meeting last night to hear details of the government's land reform project directly from Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minist. 7 Inagua residents received official documents to giving their rights to Crown land at the event. After the meeting, Prime Minister Minist explained to our news team why he started his family island tour in the Inaguas.
If we had started in New Providence, the problem is we could possibly get bogged down in New Providence and the family islands are ignored. So we want to ensure that there's equal opportunity for all. The family islands are smaller, have been marginalized, so we want to start to ensure that the family islands are taken care of, and we will move into Nassau as we move north.
Well, with the blessing of the building and the cutting of a ribbon, the recommissioning and reopening of the police station in Roeville, Exuma, after a decade took place as the return of more police officers to that island continues to mount. Built back in 1978, the station is a modern state-of-the-art facility now following major renovations. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, noted that it's part of the government's $17 million investment in equipment and technology for the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Represents a further and considerable strengthening of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and my government remains committed to improving infrastructure and providing the good men and women of the force with the necessary equipment to perform their duties optimally and professionally. The importance of proper police equipment, functioning vehicles, and well-maintained stations cannot be overstated.
Honoring BAIC former general manager for his years of service to the industry, a retirement ceremony was held for Benjamin Ramming at the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation headquarters yesterday. Family, friends, and colleagues attended the event along with BAIC Permanent Secretary Carlton Bowleg and Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Michael Pintard. BAIC Executive Chairman Gregory Colley and Minister Pintard had this to say about the civil servant of more than 45 years.
Thank you for the long-standing, dedicated, and exemplary service given to the various institutions of the government and people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We wish you a happy, healthy, and fulfilling retirement. You now have all the time in the world to do the things that you like to do and enjoy.
It is an incredible accomplishment, and what amazed me is that he has been at the top of his game for so many years under successive administrations in a country that is unfortunately politically tribalistic, and he's been able to survive both of them, and he is leaving the public service as somebody who's admired and respected.
Well, when we return, remembering our fallen colleague, Colin Trotman. Stay close.
The natural resources of the Bahamas play a critical role in supporting Bahamian livelihoods. For example, the fishing and tourism industry, which include fishermen, seafood exporters, hoteliers, dive operators, restaurants, and others. Collectively, they generate approximately $1.5 billion a year. Therefore, we must respect and preserve what we have. These resources belong to us.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
So let's all do our part to maintain our local economy and a good quality of life. Remember, if we take care of nature, nature will take care of us.
Look, it's simple. Fidelity can consolidate all your bills with their debt consolidation loan. Give you one monthly payment and money in your pocket.
So let me get this straight, Miss Financial Coach. You say something about cash in my pocket?
Yes.
And a savings plan with 5% interest? Wow, finally! A bank that's looking out for me. What do you want me to sign?
That's not all. We also offer competitive interest rates and free financial coaching.
That's right, LD. You ain't MBA. Where do I sign?
Was it my fault? Did I dress too suggestive? I just wanted to talk. I was not ready. I said no. I can't tell my mommy this. She'll say it's all my fault. My daddy will beat me for sure. I have no one to talk to.
Let's talk. Call the Bahamas Crisis Center's free 24-hour hotline at 328-0922. Sometimes a conversation can change a life.
I watch the morning show for extra news coverage.
Bahamas Nightlight is the newest Bahamian app to hit the market. Designed for visitors and locals, the user-friendly app helps in everything from finding the best seafood restaurant in town to finding the church of your choice. During an official launch Tuesday at the Hope Center, founder and creator Sherwin Johnson said the vision to create the app came to him in 2012, but tough times and financial challenges contributed to a delay in its release. Johnson says after receiving grants through the government's Small Business Development Program and private groups in recent months, his once deferred dream is now being seen by the world.
The purpose of the app is to have the Bahamas and the Palmavians. The reason I opened it up to every genre is because even our visitors, when they come here, they want to do different things. We think that visitors come, they just want to go down Bay Street, roam. Some may want to go to church. Some may want to go to a community event. Some may want to see a jazz band play. They may want to see a local band perform. So I wanted to open it up to everybody. Entertainers can have a page because persons come in town, they may want to hire somebody for their private event. They can find a barber. They may want to try a local barber. So it's literally the Bahamas and the Palmavian.
The Broadcasting Corporation continuing to mourn the loss of Assistant General Manager of Television Production and the Parliamentary Channel, Mr. Colin Trotman, who passed away yesterday. His colleagues here at the corporation are left shocked and saddened by his passing and the void he's left after 4 decades of dedicated service. It's difficult to separate Colin Trotman from the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. He grew up here. 40 years of delving into every area of television and radio production, pushing himself to the limits above and beyond, as BCB General Manager Kaylisa DeVoe Isaacs recalls.
Commitment over the years that he's been here, his dedication, his colleagues, persons on the outside who work with him or clients, they've respected him, and everybody for the most part, they've got good things to say about Colin. And the time he spent here at ZNS, you can call him almost any time and he's ready to go. You hear the same sentiment from those who are at Parliament, and I think that we will miss Colin.
Colin's colleagues here at the corporation are stunned by his early morning passing, left only to remember his spirit and his unmatched commitment.
Very rare you see him upset. He'll truly be missed.
Today was my go-to. We would argue, we would fight, but at the end of the day, Colin was the person who would deliver.
All right. He would go on vacation and would not go on vacation. We used to have to rile him and say, Colin, go on vacation. But sadness can truly say that they have missed, they have lost somebody that has always been here for this station.
I remember my first stand-up with Colin, and that was at the Bahamas Bowl game, and he said, "Why are you so nervous? Why are you always tipping on your toes?" But I naturally tip on, and walk on my toes. I was like trying to explain to him, and he said, no, and he made me take off my shoes.
Colin and I had breakfast together yesterday. We sat down and we were talking about shift changes and different things, and that I got called away by Charles to a meeting. And I turned around, kind of hesitantly to leave my breakfast. And he said, "Don't worry about it. I'm right here. I'm going to guard this breakfast for you. I'll see you when you get back." And that's the last thing, It goes to show how short life is and how you have to pretty much cherish every moment.
From the time I've been here, ZNS has been quite supportive of me. We know that he was extremely dedicated to ZNS. He loved ZNS. Probably way beyond he should have. But we've lost someone who represents what this institution should be in a way, and I'm sure we will all miss him.
A career that dates back to August 15th, 1979. It's nearly 40 years to the day he began his love affair with broadcasting. Mrs. DeVoe Isaac says she smiles when she remembers that he was at least able to see the fruits of his labor in Grand Bahama.
What I'm very proud of and pleased with is the fact that he talked about, when we did the launch the other day in Grand Bahama, he talked about television and the digital upgrade and the fact that he was there to help with some of the beginning, especially in Grand Bahama, and to know that he's been a part of the digital upgrade to its full completion. I'm very pleased and proud that he was able to take part in that, and I could not have done it without his help.
Colin Trotman was 57 years old. Over the last several months, we've been keeping you up to date on the progress of the fashion designer Jillian Curry Williams and her preparations for New York Fashion Week. Over the weekend, the Romilda Rose designer traveled to the Big Apple to start with those fittings. Let's take a look.
It was off to New York last weekend for Romilda Rose designer Jillian Curry Williams. This was her first chance to meet the models who will be adorned in her designs for New York Fashion Week.
Well, I have 20 models. 10 of them are going to be in the print, the fabric of hope, and 10 are going to be in lace. The ones in the fabric of hope, I just tape them up because the fabric isn't, the garments aren't back yet from being beaded. And the ones with the evening dresses, I had muslin, so I was able to fit them and take lengths and make, just to make sure that the lace is falling right and all that. So I was able to do that.
But how soon will those dresses be completed?
I am now cutting out to get the 10 final dresses completed. I will go back to New York on September the 3rd, I leave, because I'm leaving ahead of time so that I can fit everybody to make sure that everything is right.
While she's also been purchasing notions, she also has to get additional accessories for the models.
I didn't know I had to get shoes for them, but anyway, I now know. So I have to place an order for their shoes. I'm going to send it directly to New York, so I have to go ahead and make sure everything is going to fit them properly. And just make sure everything is straight for Saturday because I show at 4 o'clock on September the 7th.
But that's not the only fashion show she is preparing for. Both fashion shows are in New York, only days apart.
For Harlem Fashion Week, I have 15 models. I think I show at 6 o'clock. And so I will be doing probably 8 of the print and 7 of the evening dresses. Not sure how I'm going to do it, but so my models will be the same size that I use for New York Fashion Week. Harlem Fashion Week focuses on the black designers and bringing them to the forefront, and they have buyers there to ensure that people can see your work.
So if you're interested in either events, Curry Williams says, stay tuned.
In the New York area on September the 7th, come and join me. I will post the link on my Facebook page on Jillian Curry Williams Facebook or Romilda Rose Designs, where you can click the link and get tickets for New York Fashion Week or Harlem Fashion Week on September the 15th.
Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Well, stay with us. Sports with Charles Fisher is up next. You're watching the Morning Edition.
most about working for the Bahamas tonight is that we don't only focus on New Providence. We cover the entire Bahamas. We have a team here in the northern Bahamas that is ready to bring you the stories, the people, and the news that matter to you. From point A to Z, from covering hurricanes to elections and everything in between.
As an artist, I travel all over the world and I find inspiration all around me. From the people and especially the environment. I love the Bahamas with all its natural beauty. From Abaco in the north to Anagua in the south and all the wonderful and colorful islands in between. But we must all do our part to keep the Bahamas healthy and clean, now and for the future generations. That's why I want you to find a little time to do your part. I'm doing my part because I care. Do you?
Good morning, everybody. Team Bahamas will be going after their first medals at the Pan Am Games today in Lima, Peru. Patricia Seymour finished second in the semifinals of the 100-meter hurdles yesterday, 12.04 seconds. That's the fourth fastest of the qualifiers to move into today's final at 4:45, where she will run out of lane number 7. Devon Charlton crossed the line fifth in her heat in 13.49 seconds and did not make it through. On top of the day as well, Jeffrey Gibson defends his 400-meter hurdle title when he runs out of a tough lane 9 in the finals at 6:15. On a good note from yesterday, Ken Malik setting a new national record in placing 6th in the decathlon, 7,517, his points breaking his old mark set earliest this year of 7,427. Let's now jump to the pool, where Nguyen Fernando was 6th in the B finals of the 100-meter butterflies in 55.71 seconds. He had advanced to the B finals after touching the wall 6th in his heat in 55.65 seconds. And the mixed relay team, that's the 4x100-meter freestyle team, Jad Fitzgerald, Gershon Green, and Errol Weech and Aubrey Higgs, they were 7th in the finals last night, 3 minutes 41.86 seconds. Now it's a full day for our swimmers. Liddy Higgs, heat 2, lane 8 of the 100-meter freestyle. Jared then goes in the men's heat 4, lane number 8. Laura Morley, heat 1, lane 6 of the 200-meter breaststroke. Aubrey Higgs, heat 2, lane 6. And Tyler Russell, heat 1, lane 1 of the men. And Devante Carey, heat 1, lane 1 of the 100-meter backstroke. Our judo athlete Cynthia Raming will also be in action today. Well, fresh off his college career at Charleston University, Eugene Stewart is taking his talents to Finland to begin his pro career. He left the capital Wednesday to speak about his new journey.
Firstly, I had to sign with an agent, Mike Ioannidis and Volleyball Agency, based out of Greece. I sent him an email saying, hello, my name is Eugene Stewart, I'm from Florida. I played Division I volleyball at the University of Charleston. Here's my highlights video, let me know if you're willing to work with me. He was willing to work with me. And after signing with him, he then proposed me to different teams around Europe, just saying, well, hey, here's Eugene Stewart, he's from the Bahamas, played in the United States, and then a lot of teams, I guess, had their team set up and everything. But Carillion Hermos, they might say Carillion Hermos, Gentry Finland, they saw me, they wanted me. He said, well, okay, here's a contract for Eugene, sign it, get it back to us. And obviously I had to do a lot of research on the team, and I had to get a lot of feedback from different players and stuff, my coaches as well, so that's how I was able to sign it. So it was a long process from maybe May when I started to now.
Good luck to Eugene as he makes his trek down to Finland. That's going to put a wrap on Sports Thursday. Thanks for watching.
Just like my love of lasting. Welcome to the best of sports world.
The Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale was developed in 1971 by civil engineer Herbert Saffir and meteorologist Robert Simpson, who was the director of the U.S. National Hurricane Center. It was introduced to the public in 1973 and began to be widely used a year later, inspired by the Richter scale that measures earthquakes. The Saffir-Simpson scale was divided into 5 categories. Originally, the scale included predicted barometric pressures associated with the various wind speeds, as well as the relative kinds of damage that could be anticipated. However, because those predictions were found to be very inaccurate just a few years ago, the warning system was changed to include only the wind speeds, which were also adjusted upwards in the higher categories. A Category 1 hurricane has wind speeds between 74 and 95 miles per hour. A Category 2 hurricane has wind speeds between 96 and 110 miles per hour. A Cat 3, 111 to 129 miles per hour. A Cat 4, 130 to 156 miles per hour. And a Category 5 hurricane will have wind speeds from 157 miles per hour and up.
In our final look at weather in the tropics, we have a couple of tropical waves, one near the Los Angeles, and we have a second one just near Haiti, and that is pushing towards the west, but both of these waves have a very low probability of developing over the next several days, so no problems in the tropics for us. But the mid to upper level trough remains over the northwest Bahamas, and that means pockets of showers and thunderstorms again today, some of which could be heavy at times, particularly around Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini areas. High pressure remaining control of the remainder of Bahamas, so those winds will be reducing over the next couple of days. Some morning showers and thunderstorms likely, turning partly sunny in the afternoon. High temperature getting up to 89 degrees, and your temperature profile looking like this: rising temperatures right into the 9 a.m. hour. Things plateau out a bit before rising, peaking out at 89 degrees around 3 in the afternoon. Your forecast for tonight: partly cloudy, a bit on the warm side, with a low temperature getting down to 78 degrees. And the extended weather forecast, things improving as we head into the weekend with lots of sunshine moving into our forecast. Temperatures remaining in the 90s during the daytime, and those nighttime temperatures picking up some 80s here as well. Keisha?
Thanks, Basil. Well, that does it for us this morning in the Morning Edition. Thanks so much for looking in, and have a great day.